Take us through what happened in that second period on the play on the boards.
I mean, it was a hit. I fall into the boards, but it's all right.
Yeah, I mean, you collapsed, you went down, you looked like you were hurt pretty bad. So.
I mean, I had a bad feeling when we went to the locker room, and now it's fine. It's hurting a little bit, but nothing to worry about.
Was it the case once you got in the locker room, you realized you felt better? Or?
No, like time at time, you realize it's getting a little bit better. We have great trainers to taking care of it, so shouldn't be an issue for the next game.
So initially, you thought that it might have been. You thought you might have been hurt when you skated off.
I mean, no, it's fine. There's nothing to talk about anymore. I think that's clear.
So you hardly missed a shift, though. I mean, you came out and you had no ill effects after that.
No, I'm fine.
What was it like for you guys to, it's kind of a topsy-turvy, up and down game, to come out and win this one?
I think it's really important. We're up 2-1. Gave up a stupid goal, and now it was going to overtime, and we had pretty good chances. And you have to get that W somehow. And we have great characters in the locker room. We all stick together. Great atmosphere on the bench, and I think everyone was positive to win that game today.
Well, what have you learned about yourself in this league? I mean, this year playing professionally here in North America.
Yeah, playing very well defensively. You have always been in the right position. If now you get beat, and you always have to be on top of the guy. Always tough to play against, and you have to listen to your body. You play a lot of games. That was the biggest change for me, I would say. I wasn't used to play 3, sometimes 4 times a week, but I think I adjusted pretty well. I'm very happy here, and I'm going in the right direction.
How positive was the World Junior experience for you? I know Team Germany didn't do as quite as well as you probably had hoped, but that experience, and then what are you taking from that experience and applying it to the remainder of the season with the Griffins?
I mean, it gave me a huge push. It was nice to see all my friends again and play a little bit junior hockey again. It was a little bit different, a little bit, I would say, a little bit softer, but a little bit more skilled, especially on a little bit bigger ice. So I take a lot of confidence from that tournament, and I think it gave me a huge push coming back to this team. And I mean, you always want to be one of the best guys in the locker room on the ice too.
I understand that you're focused on the task at hand, winning games for the Grand Rapids Griffins. That's where you're at. Yet, about 10 days ago, Steve Yzerman kind of indicated that looks like you're going to be called up for Detroit. Do you let yourself think about that, playing for the Red Wings eventually this season?
I mean, if you know more, you're very welcome to help me out and tell me a little bit. But I mean, I have my job to do here, and I'm very dialed in. I'm focused, working hard every day in practice. And if a calls come, it will come, and if not. So I'm very happy. I mean, I got a lot of work to do down here, and I think for now I'm in a perfect spot.
So you haven't received any word, or you haven't heard anything about a possible call up to the Red Wings?
No, not at all. I mean, there are better things to think about. We're in a really tough position. We're very close to the playoffs, and we have a lot of games left. So I'm paying a lot of attention to this team and this locker room.
Thank you. All right, he says he's fine and everything, but did you kind of hold your breath when Mo went down? And it looked like he was hurt, but I don't even know if he missed a shift.
No, he missed a little bit, but he's fine. He's a tough kid. We're not concerned there.
With this game, I know I was beating you a couple of times in overtime this year. I mean, did you expect it? It looked like it was a little chippy contest today.
Well, I think anytime you have a division rivalry like that, you're going to have some moments in the game and ebbs and flows. And I thought at times our emotions got the best of us. They do a good job of drawing penalties too. They lead the American Hockey League in power play opportunities, and we knew that going in, and we couldn't put ourselves in situations to give them power play opportunities, which I thought we did by not moving our feet and making some lazy plays at times. But and again, they've got a really good power play, so that's what's driving their offense. If you look at their numbers, the percentages of their goals scored on the power play relative to their overall goals for, it's up there in the league. So we kind of shot ourselves in the foot there and gave them too many opportunities on the power play. And when you do that, and you give the leading goal scorer an opportunity in our league to score, shame on us for giving that opportunity, but credit to him, they make plays.
When you, needless to say, based on everything that's gone on within the whole Detroit organization, every team's been in flux this year. How important, though, is it to establish, especially against Iowa, who's 10 games above 500, to actually beat them?
I think it doesn't really matter for us right now who you're beating. I mean, you can't control who's playing in front, whether in first place or last place. We've got to start winning and getting points, and we started to do that recently, and we've got ourselves back to 500 now. So our message is the next 2 games, starting with Friday, will be big, so that we go into All-Star break above 500, and then when we come back, it's let's make our push and really get going here for a playoff push.
Are you starting to feel a little bit different chemistry or vibe on the team during this homestand, during the win streak?
Well, a little bit, just because I think there's been more continuity from game to game. There hasn't been a lot of movement transactions. Obviously, we missed Jolo tonight. But other than that, we've had pretty much the same lineup, the same group of guys for the past 6-7 games in this homestand. I think that's what you're seeing, is a little bit chemistry within the group and a little bit of consistency from game to game.
So it's kind of weird, in the NHL, life is all about getting guys moving up and down, but for you guys this season, given this situation, having some stability is important.
Well, we'll take advantage of the stability right now. You can't control that, I don't think, Pete, but I think part of our jobs and part of the guys that aren't playing, their jobs are to be ready for if and when the opportunity comes, whether that's someone going up or someone getting hurt, to be inserted into the lineup. And the guys that didn't play tonight are a big part of our team and a big part of our group, because they're practicing hard. They're still a big part of our group, and we're hoping that someone gets the opportunity, whether that's earned or if there's an injury up top. We want all these guys to achieve their dream of playing in the National Hockey League, and if and when that happens, we hope the next guy is able to fill the void that is created when that happens.
You're not going to go anywhere until you can figure out what to do with Gerald Mayhew, the guy's the Griffins killer.
Yeah, well, I'd love to see the numbers that he has against us. He's a good player. He's a goal scorer. When you give a guy like that opportunities in key spots, you're asking for trouble. He had a couple other good chances there. I thought Nag stood in well and made some big saves against him as well.
What about Nagel? I mean, I'm not sure if he was penciled to be a Griffin this year or be mostly down with the walleye, but talking about maybe the stability that he's brought. I mean, at this point, he's almost an ageless wonder. I mean, he seems like he's been around forever.
Yeah, well, he's been a part of the organization in, maybe 3, 4, 5 years now. I don't know the numbers off the top of my head, but when he's come in and he's settled in nicely, he's made some big saves, he's played very well. Now, I don't think his win-loss record is indicative of that. Early on, when he was making some big saves and he was playing well, we weren't giving him a ton of goal support, so I think that's not reflected in his overall record. But he's making some big saves, and he's like any player. You have a little success, hopefully you use that and you continue to foster that confidence.
Was that one of the weirder goals like Terry had?
Well, that's a goal scorer's goal. Like, he sees things, and that's not the first time Terry's has done that. Like, he gets a puck, and a lot of times it doesn't work out, but at that point in the game, from below the goal line, takes a peek, and he looks, sees the goalie down, and he banks it off him. So I can tell you 100% certainty that he knew what he was doing on that.
Did you think differently about maybe using him later for the shootout, or why did you go with him first?
Dumb luck. Terrace has had success. He's been in those situations before, and I'm pretty sure he scored his last time. So you hope you get the first one, and then you kind of have a little bit of wiggle room to kind of work with, and then it's kind of do you want to put a young guy in a situation like that and have him fail and kill his confidence? Is it a situation where, let's give an opportunity with someone else? But after our last couple games there, we lost 2 shootouts. We worked on that in practice this week, and I don't know if that was reflecting that, but Nags made a couple big saves there, and we're fortunate that we scored a couple.
Speaking of strange goals, it looked like Shvetrus tried to almost do the old Michigan lacrosse goal.
Yeah, I did catch that. And
You gonna talk to him about it? Or
yeah,
you,
well, you know what? We just got to worry about playing the right way and playing smart and not trying to get too fancy. I think at times we have I think with anything, if you get a little bit complacent, get a little too satisfied, that you try and go outside your element, you forget kind of how you got to the point that you didn't dance with when you came with. So I think we got to make sure that we know what's got us success in the last little bit and make sure that we're not straying too far from that game plan.
Great. Thanks.
So did you see that, when you're in back of the net? Did you see the goalie stray out that shoulder a little bit, or tell us what you saw?
Just kind of, being unpredictable. I think, the goalie was pulled. I think the goalie and the defending team expects us to get the puck, move it up high or low to high and set up. And I've scored goals from there before. Just kind of, I know that he's a goalie that doesn't stand up when he goes post to post. He stays on his knees. So I'm trying to hit him honestly right in the back, right in the head to bank it in off him. So, it worked out there, and fortunate.
Where did it hit him? Did it hit him in the
I
head or
think it
shoulder?
hit like shoulder. I think it hit him shoulder kind of, but I don't know. I just saw it banking off him, and I stopped looking. I was celebrating. So
You scored a lot of goals, so I don't know if it really matters, but did it give you a little bit of momentum or confidence going in a shootout?
personally, I mean,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, anytime you score, you kind of you got a little pop in your step. I've kind of been score a game, nothing the next game, score a game. So the confidence I had was from last game in the shootout. I don't know if I'd even shot this year yet, but I remember last year I finished kind of not great. So I think I was just rolling over from last game in the shootout.
So nice to get a shootout goal for you.
Yeah, that move's worked twice in a row now. So hopefully they don't pre-scout us and know what I'm going to do.
So when you're shooting, you're aiming for the goalie's head, or do you think if I just get it anywhere within that area, I have a good shot of it banking in off?
Yeah, I mean the general, where I'm aiming is probably for his head, but I'm just aiming to bank it off, and I know literally that's what I'm doing. And at worst sometimes it doesn't go in, but a rebound's created there, and he loses track of it. It's just an unorthodox shot for a goalie. They don't practice shots, from there. So, usually something good comes from it. Usually, a rebound or something like that.
Do you remember last time you did that?
Yeah. Too bad Calvin's not here. I did it on him.
Did you?
Yeah, I did it. I was playing for Laval. He was playing for the Marlies, and I actually did it from the other side. But I kind of banked it in off him. So.
Yeah, I'll tweet it to him.
How important? I know you're at a point now where you've got to win out, as many wins as possible. Certainly. How important is it to do it against this Iowa team that, for whatever reason, seems to kind of have your number at times?
Yeah. Well, it's huge. I mean, they're a team that's ahead of us in the playoffs. They're a fast, strong, skilled team, and I thought we played okay tonight. We played well enough to win, I thought, but kind of blow that lead in the third was devastating, and then obviously to get a point is huge. Keep the point streak going, and then finish off in the shootout. So I think this homestand has been really good to us, and we need to finish strong this weekend.
Thank you.
Yep.
Not to be negative here, but you went down kind of near your bench, and then you got in there and you were down. I mean, just like a stinger or something, or were you a little bit worried that, oh my gosh,
Yeah,
we're gonna
just
go through this again?
just a bit of a stinger, nothing too crazy, just a stinger.
Hey, how, now being back, sense of relief, or are you just looking? I mean, because you're getting some points, and I mean things are still, your game's still there. I guess. With any trepidation, I guess, when you came back, where you'd be.
Yeah, it's been tough. It's obviously tough being out that long. It's really hard to kind of get back into it and get back to how it was planned. So it's been tough, but I'm happy to get back with the guys, and I'm happy to be back competing and just doing my best to help the team. So that's pretty much it.
I know I've asked you this before, but how relieved were you when, at the start of this season, the Red Wings said, you are a center? I know that's what you want to be. I mean, was that kind of eased your mind a bit?
A little bit, yeah. I think just wanted to pick a position that I could play and try to focus on and get better at. So that was the biggest thing. Doing an okay job. So
you're taller, right?
What's up?
You're taller,
I
aren't
got
you?
taller? No, I don't think so.
No?
No.
You sure?
Yeah, I'm sure.
Then I'm definitely shrinking, I'll tell you that.
How big was the guy that you ran into tonight?
No idea. I don't know who he is.
That was like two solid
Yeah.
20-pounders that ran into each other.
How's this been, adapting to this league? I mean, last year always in Detroit, but, you know, you have to be happy, I would imagine, with where your game's at.
Yeah, it's a hard league. It's definitely it's similar to the NHL. It's hard. There's a lot of good players. You know, it's definitely you got to compete every night. So it's been a good transition. I'm just trying to get better, and I think my game can you know, keep going up. So that's the biggest thing I should improve.
You know, I know you spent time rehabbing in Detroit. What was that experience like? Were you around the fellas that much, or were you, you know, I mean, did you're rehabbing Steve pops in or anything? Is that how
Yeah,
it goes?
I was around the guys a little bit. They were on the road a lot of the time I was there, so kind of there by myself. But when they were there, definitely good to see them all, and definitely you know, I got to watch practice a few times and just seeing how hard they work and stuff. It's good to see. I definitely miss all those guys, and definitely good to see them all.
Now, okay, I got to ask you, have you finally realized that plums are definitely a wonder food?
No, I haven't touched plums. No.
Oh, yeah? All right, thank you.